Am I the a-hole for not apologizing to my son's girlfriend after I kicked her out on my birthday? Saturday was supposed to be a simple, happy day. My birthday. Cake, family, noise, laughter, the usual chaos that comes with having grown kids who actually still come home. My son, who's away at university, asked weeks in advance if he could bring his new girlfriend. He said things were getting serious and wanted us to meet her properly. I was genuinely excited. I asked all the mom questions: what she likes, what she doesn't eat, allergies, preferences. I didn't want her to feel like an afterthought. He explained she follows a strict ethical diet. No allergies, just very specific rules. I asked him to give me ideas so she wouldn't feel excluded. I planned a whole extra main dish just for her. Separate ingredients, separate preparation. I wanted her to feel welcomed. They arrived late afternoon. The energy shifted immediately. She barely acknowledged anyone. No hello beyond a tight smile. My daughter tried to chat with her about school, hobbies, literally anything, and got one-word answers, while the girl scrolled on her phone like she was trapped at a dentist's office. I brushed it off. First meetings are awkward. Not everyone is bubbly. Dinner is where it went downhill fast. When I called everyone to the table, she looked at the spread like I'd placed something rotten in front of her. She didn't even try to hide the disgust. She turned around and went back to the living room. My son followed her. I did too, confused and embarrassed in my own home. That's when she announced she couldn't eat anything because I had used the same oven that cooked meat. One oven. In a normal family house. Apparently, that alone contaminated the entire meal in her eyes. My son apologized to her and offered to order takeout. She refused, saying she was too grossed out to eat at all. Then she sat there sulking while the rest of us awkwardly went back to the table. I was hurt, but I swallowed it. I told myself not to make a scene. It was my birthday. I wanted peace. Then came the cake. As we were lighting the candles, my daughter finally shared her big news. She's pregnant. Our first grandchild. I cried. My husband cried. It was one of those rare, perfect moments where everything feels right. My husband asked if they knew whether it was a boy or a girl yet. Just curiosity. Just joy. That's when my son's girlfriend scoffed. She said it was backwards, that anyone still cared about gender in this day and age. She started lecturing us like we were ignorant children. When my husband tried to explain he was just excited to know his grandchild better, she cut him off and started calling him names. Close-minded, outdated, part of the problem. In my house. On my birthday. During my daughter's pregnancy announcement. Something in me snapped. I told her to leave. Not calmly. Not gently. I told her she would not disrespect my husband or ruin my daughter's moment in my home. She looked shocked. My son exploded. He accused me of attacking her beliefs and demanded I apologize. I refused. They left immediately. No goodbye. No explanation. Since then, my son hasn't responded to my messages. Not even to check in. I've replayed the night over and over, wondering if I should have stayed quiet longer, swallowed more disrespect, chosen peace. But every time I imagine apologizing, it feels like saying it was okay for her to belittle my family and hijack one of the happiest moments of our lives. So here I am, torn between missing my son and standing by my boundaries. Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize? It's been 3 weeks since my birthday, and the silence has only gotten louder. At first, I told myself my son just needed time to cool off. He's young, in love, embarrassed. I sent one calm message telling him I loved him and that my door was always open. No accusations. No demands. He didn't reply. Then my daughter tried. She texted him a simple congratulations on finishing the semester and added that she hoped they could talk soon. He left her on read. That's when things started to feel wrong. A few days later, my husband noticed he'd been blocked on social media. Not unfollowed. Blocked. My daughter checked. Same thing. Then me. Gone. Like we'd been erased overnight. Finally, my son's roommate, who my husband helped move in last year, reached out privately. What he told us made my stomach drop. Apparently, my son's girlfriend has been helping him set boundaries. According to her, our family is toxic, unsafe, and emotionally manipulative. She's convinced him that we kicked her out because we're intolerant and that my husband's question about the baby was proof we're bigots. But it didn't stop there. She went through his phone and decided which messages he should answer. She told him responding to us would be rewarding bad behavior. She encouraged him to go low contact, then no contact, until we apologized to her publicly. My son now refuses to speak to anyone unless the conversation includes an apology to his girlfriend and an acknowledgement that we were wrong. The most painful part? My daughter is now 6 months pregnant, and her brother doesn't care. She cried when she realized he might miss the birth of her first child, not because of distance, but because his girlfriend decided we were enemies. Last week, things escalated even further. My son sent one email. 1. It wasn't written like him, too cold, too polished, full of therapy speak he's never used before. It said, "We violated his partner's boundaries. We humiliated her in front of the family. He would not resume contact until we took accountability. Any attempt to go around her would be considered harassment. No mention of my birthday. No mention of his sister. No mention of the names she called his father. Just her feelings. Her narrative. Her rules." I replied once, carefully. I told him I loved him, that I would always love him, but that I would not apologize for protecting my family from being verbally attacked. I told him he was welcome home anytime, alone or with her, if there was mutual respect. He hasn't responded. What hurts the most isn't the argument. It's watching my son slowly disappear into someone else's control while insisting it's his choice. It's realizing that standing up for my daughter and husband may have cost me my relationship with my child. I lie awake wondering how a single dinner turned into a complete family fracture and whether I'll ever get my son back, or if this is the moment I lost him to someone who sees isolation as love. And now I'm left asking something even heavier than before. At what point do you stop reaching out and start grieving someone who's still alive?